Hey y'all, it's Bunny and welcome to Kolor. We are going to do the Rocking Horse page in Johanna's Christmas. This is a buddy color with Erica and Shalene. Shalene is, Coloring Book Haven, I believe is the name that she changed her, Coloring Book Nook is the name of her channel that she changed it to. This is a color and sip, as you see from the title. I am sipping on Lucky Duck Chardonnay from southeastern Australia, but it is bottled here in the U.S. In California, I believe. So, yeah. Let's get to it. So let's just go ahead and work on the horse real quick. I was wondering if I was going to do a brown horse, right? But I think I want to keep my color palette limited in Christmas colors. So we are going to keep it with red and green colors. And I think I want to have the horse in red colors. I'm trying to find my other red. This is red orange. Don't want that. But so let me get to this chat real quick because I've been watching. Okay, ruby red. Okay, red and ruby red. Okay, so I've been watching Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I may be saying that middle name wrong. Sorry about that. But he's a scientist. If you ever watched The Big Bang Theory, then you've seen him on that. If you ever watched like the universe on the Science Channel, then you've seen him on there. Anyway, he's a scientist and he does lectures, and you can find them on YouTube. So some of his lectures is called Science That Shit, right? And it's basically going through movies and pointing out what they got right and what they got wrong, and how he's annoyed at what they got wrong, because usually what they got wrong could have easily been something that they could have gotten right because of the effort. Some of them is crazy because they made such an effort to get some things right, but then got silly things wrong. But anyway, they had I was watching a video on Thor's hammer. Okay, so if you ever watched, if you are familiar with the mythology, then you know about the hammer. We're not really going to talk about the mythology so much as the Marvel comic Thor is what this is actually focused on. So Thor's hammer, right? Only he can wield the hammer. So in the scene when he first gets the hammer, the father says it's only for him. It's only for if you're worthy for it. Blah blah blah. Right? And it was forged in a dying star. Okay, so Degrassi goes through this whole thing. He tweets things sometimes, and he tweeted about, well, if it was made of a dying star, then how heavy would it really have been, right? So he tweets it, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Well, of course, as with all things, there's a geek following, and they come out the woodwork. And one of them is actually military, and he sends the thing, and he says, okay. Well, actually, okay, because Degrassi does, Neil does the calculations of what kind of star could it have been and how much it would have weighed. Basically, he scienced it. Okay, so then a military guy found on the fan points out that it did not say that the hammer is made from a dying star. It is forged from inside the dying star. Okay, so Neil had to, and he says in his talk he conceded to that. He liked his explanation better, but he conceded the fact that there is a difference between made from and made in. Okay, so then, as not part of his talk, but within the comments of the video, people were saying, well, other people have lifted Thor's hammer, right? So what is it really? So then other people was like, well, actually it's not. It never said that you couldn't lift it. It said you couldn't wield it. Okay, and there's a difference between wielding power and lifting the hammer. Okay, so now, as any good Potterhead would do, and as any good Potterhead knows, all roads eventually lead back to Harry Potter. So, if they wanted to know the difference between, because someone said, well, what's the difference? Well, if you wanted to know the difference, a Harry Potter fan could tell you that is similar to picking a wand, right? Follow me on this. So in Harry Potter, the famous wand picking story is the wizard does not pick the wand picks the wizard. So this is similar to Thor's hammer in that, yes, you can lift his hammer, but you cannot wield the power of the hammer unless you are worthy. So how do we demonstrate that in Harry Potter terms? You can take any wand in Harry Potter, really, because your wand is specific to you. It chose you. So someone else can use it and do okay with it, but it will never live up to its capabilities unless it's used by the original owner. Also, you see that with the Elder Wand. The Elder Wand never did what Voldemort wanted it to do because it didn't belong to Voldemort. Because when he took the wand, it never belonged to the person who took it in the first place. So the wand didn't do what it was going to do to Harry because it belonged to Harry. Alright. So in that case, this is an example that can be used for Thor's hammer. You can lift the hammer. They may even be able to have the hammer do some things, but it will never perform to its actual potential unless the person is worthy of wielding. And I'm welding. I should say welding because that's how it's spelled, but you understand what I'm saying. It's power. So that was the point that was made, and I'm like, well, that's the point that could have been made, and maybe people would have understood it. I'm not sure how many Marvel fans are Harry Potter fans, but if you are a Harry Potter fan, you would have understood the difference immediately using wand analogy. So I thought that was just an interesting conversation. Then the first thing that came to my mind, of course, was Harry Potter. I'm like, well, that sounds like a Harry Potter wand to me. The wand chooses the wizard. The hammer chooses the hand. If you are not worthy of it, you may lift it, but you cannot use it. And speaking of Harry Potter, I am thinking of redoing my Harry Potter reading challenge on my blog. I don't know if I said this in my last video, but I am thinking of doing that for the anniversary. I think I did say that because I just really I really enjoyed that reading challenge, and I like how it isn't Harry Potter specific in that you have to read Harry Potter books. You just taking a subject as a student, okay, and fitting books that you've read into Harry Potter subjects. What would make this reading challenge different from my previous reading challenge is that everyone is going to start as first years, and you will get a chance to graduate. So it's a year-long challenge. It's going to start in September. You will get a on the site, on my website, which is worthreadingit.blogspot.com. Once I upload everything, get everything the way I want it to look, there will be a welcome, invitation letter from Minerva McGonagall that will tell you that you have been, you are to attend Hogwarts, and what you will need to bring with you, of course. There will be a link that you can use to sort yourself. Okay. I'm working on trying to get common houses to show up so that you all can speak amongst each other in your own common house. There will be after school activities that will give you extra points. Those points you will be able to earn badges, right? So you earn a badge